Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Real Riff podcast. My name is Bill Markey.
My name is Tommy Angelo.
And on this episode, I'm going to briefly discuss The Bride, a movie that just came out as of this recording 2 days ago that Tommy has not yet seen. Not going to spend too much time on it as a full review is coming. And then we're going to get into Oscar talk because, again, as of this recording, we are 1 week away. So how are you feeling anticipation wise now that we are 1 week out from what's going to be a huge Oscar?
Yeah, I know. It's not turning out like I thought it would, and it's almost weirding me out a little bit. And it's like I don't really know how to feel about it fully.
Yeah.
It's not looking good for Timmy. It's looking pretty good for One Battle. I feel like if One Battle doesn't win, it's going to be a pretty big upset. But yeah. I don't know. It's an interesting Oscars. I thought things were gonna lean towards Marty Supreme a little bit, and it doesn't feel like they are.
Well, with that being said, before we fully dive into this, I will say again, I did see The Bride. Shout out to AMC, even though they're going through some financial struggles apparently and closing down some theaters in Jersey.
Oh wait, which ones are closing down?
Monmouth Mall and Freehold.
Are you serious?
I meant to tell you that. They didn't say when, but Freehold and Monmouth are coming to a close. Yeah. But they're spending a little more money on making their posters bigger. So, because got a couple of these on Friday when my friend and I went. And these are like double the size of the traditional ones. So I do love this poster.
I love the black and orange colorway of the film too.
I do too. Very like Halloween looking, which apparently this movie was slated to come out months ago, maybe even around that time. The poster, I think I enjoy better than the movie. So I think 68% on Rotten Tomatoes, for what that's worth, is exactly where the movie is. It's about a 6. If I'm just giving a quick rating right now without jumping into it, I didn't love this movie. I liked it, but only to an extent. I like that the movie is taking swings at least, and that we're trying something new. But the movie falls short in a lot of categories. It's very messy. It's like all over the place.
I was gonna say, I saw someone on Twitter say that it was like the worst film they've seen in theaters in quite a long time.
No.
Like that, it's like terrible.
I wouldn't go that far. I will say this, and this is not to get like political. And I will also say I heard. So this, just to even put this up before anybody loses their minds, I heard a female critic say this very same thing, who actually is also a feminist herself. So this movie beats you over the head with its political ideology about feminism to the point where it's not done like very well. It's like in your face. There's a scene where the bride screams "Me Too" over and over again. And every man in the movie is either a rapist or they're smacking a woman with the back of their hand. It's over the top. As I said when I saw the movie at the end, even though I'm a diehard for this film, I think Mad Max Fury Road tells a feminine story in the most best of way because they don't shove it down your throat. You see this woman who's breaking out of this.
Well, it's all told through action, like no dialogue.
Right, exactly. There's a lot of show don't tell, and this movie has so much just in your face, and there's some scenes that are just outright, and I don't want to spoil a scene. There's one scene that is so comical with Penelope Cruz, and you're like, is this a Lifetime movie?
Oh, Penelope Cruz is in it? I didn't even know that.
Penelope Cruz and Peter Skarsgård are very underserved.
Holy shit. Well, I will say, with all that star power, plus Christian Bale and Jesse Buckley riding off Hamnet, and who else is in it? Isn't Jake Gyllenhaal in it for like a little role?
Jake Gyllenhaal is, yeah. I mean, he's barely in it, but he's in it.
But despite all that star power you just mentioned, it had a budget of $90 million, and it opened to 7.3 domestically. So definitely one of the biggest bombs of the year so far.
It wasn't straight.
Not looking great.
I like what Jessie Buckley's doing. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not necessarily liking what she's doing, but her acting is phenomenal. I think she's just doing the best with what she was given.
She's clearly great. How do you feel about Maggie Gyllenhaal as a director now?
I don't like it whatsoever. I don't like it whatsoever. So again, I'm not Mr. Anti-feminine movie.
Yeah,
This
no.
was just so over the top. Like
And
it
this
wasn't.
doesn't seem like a movie for you, anyways. Regardless.
I love like the monsters. I love like
Yeah, no,
Christian
but
Bale.
I
I
feel like
love.
I could tell from the marketing it was a different direction they were taking the story.
I was excited for it though. Um, but I don't know. One other thing, even though I don't think this is going to happen,
Hmm.
apparently the online consensus is, will this be the Norbert of Jesse Buckley's career? Meaning, apparently, and I didn't know this, Eddie Murphy was well on his way to catching an Oscar for Dreamgirls years ago when he made Norbit or
Hmm.
Norbert and Norbit, which a lot of people believe tanked his chances of winning. So some people, apparently, there's a consensus of, does this movie hurt Jesse Buckley to take something home for Hamnet?
That might be an interesting conversation
Yeah.
to have when we get to the actress
Yeah.
section.
I don't think so. I actually think Jessie Buckley is great in The Bride. I just don't like what she's.
No, I guess what you're saying is if anything, she's doing good of what she was given.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, so that's it. I still even wouldn't say don't see The Bride.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, can you skip it? Yes, but if you want to see something, at least it's different in a movie
If from the
calendar.
trailer it looks like it looks good.
Yeah, in a calendar year where we have almost 30 IP. I mean, this is IP technically, but you know what I mean. Like, it's still taking a new spin on something.
And so much from
So
like the Universal Monsters land
yeah,
of films like is coming out. Like I feel like there's so many monster s films. Like they just had that weird like Dracula film that came out that didn't even
yeah.
feel real that had Christoph Waltz in it. It was like what?
And I wonder if having a Frankenstein movie just 3 months ago was almost too soon for something Frankenstein-ish again. Like, was it too close?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know how much this version of the story plays into the Frankenstein trope. So I don't know because I know Del Toro's definitely plays into the book, the Mary Shelley book, a lot
Right.
more. So I'm not sure how much this plays into that.
I would just rather see Guillermo del Toro's version. So I would rather see a sequel and watch him do the Bride.
Yeah.
But anyway, not going to go long in the tooth. So I figured, do you want to? We can run through pretty much all the categories minus like we were saying documentary and short film.
Yeah, we should save like the bigger ones for last too.
Okay. So I'm on the Oscars website right now. So let's look at writing original screenplay.
Hmm.
So also to be fair, I'm slacking a bit. I have not seen all the movies that are
Well,
nominated. I've seen
yeah, read off the nominations for each category.
so for this one, for original screenplay, we have Blue Moon,
Hmm.
written by Robert Kaplow. It was just an accident, written by Jafar Panahi, who also directed it, I believe.
Hmm.
He had a few script collaborators. Mari Supreme was by Josh Safdie and Ronald Bronstein. Sentimental Value was by Eskil Vogt and Joachim Trier. And Sinners, Ryan Coogler.
Okay. All right. The only one I haven't seen is Sentimental Value.
Yeah. Oh, you saw it was just an accident? Yeah.
Good
I
movie.
want to see that. I
Good
want to see
movie.
it. Okay. Where do you stand on this category? I think without having seen
This is
them
a really
all.
hard this is a really hard category because I'm not gonna lie, these are like definitely like the best scripts of the year. Sinners takes the biggest leaps. Sentimental Value, I'm sure is great. I haven't seen it, but I'm sure that's amazing with the amount of hype and love I've seen for that film, especially its script. It was just an accident. Wild film. Takes some turns that I didn't expect at all. And Blue Moon does so much with very little because the whole thing takes place in one room, apart from some like flashbacks of like memories, and I don't know. I want to say I still want to lean towards Marty Supreme just because that's like my favorite, and I feel like script wise it jumps around and goes on so many like little side adventures that you feel aren't as important, and then they wrap around and feel very important, and the character work is there. I'm not gonna lie, I'm between Marty Supreme and It Was Just an Accident. I'm not sure how seeing Sentimental Value would play into it. Personally, I would want to see Marty Supreme or It Was Just an Accident actually win, No, is what I would want to personally win, but what I think is going to actually win, I don't know why I feel like it's going to be sentimental value.
Okay, I'm going to say Mario Supreme for the same reasons why you said. Now we have writing.
Because the way I kind of want to,
my bad.
No, I'm done after this. But the way I kind of want to, the way I want to kind of go about it is what I think will win and what I want to win. So for this category, I'm gonna say sentimental value is gonna win. But actually, no. You know what? Fuck it. Personally, I want Mario Supreme to win. What I think is gonna win, it was just an accident. That's my final answer.
Okay. I'm going to be keeping a scorecard. So by the end of this,
can you separate it category wise though, like what we think? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I'm actually about to do that right now.
Because I think it will be really interesting to do a pod where we like review our answers.
Yep. So I'm just gonna it's gonna be want and will.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So okay, now adapted screenplay. This one is interesting. So nominees, we have Begonia by Will Tracy, Frankenstein, written for the screen by Guillermo del Toro. I love that. Hamnet, Chloe Zhao and Maggie O'Farrell. One Battle After Another, Paul Thomas Anderson. And Train Dreams, Clint Bentley and Greg Quidar.
All right. Where are you on this?
Can you do me a favor? You said you want Marty, but it's going to be sentimental value, you said?
No, say it would do for Will. It was just an accident.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you want Marty, correct?
Yeah, no, I switched up. I was between sentimental value and it was just an accident for like what's gonna actually win. But
see, I didn't see all the movies in that category, so I think I'm just gonna put Will. I'm just gonna go with what you said for that one because I don't feel, since I haven't seen all of them in that category, then
I think once you see it was just an accident, you'll see why I'm saying that. It's just because like that's crazy. It's a crazy story.
All right, so adapted screenplay again: Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle, and Train Dreams. Just to review, what do I want to win? This is a tough one. So I have not seen Train Dreams.
I was gonna say out of all those, I haven't seen Train Dreams either. I didn't even tell you I did see Begonia.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what?
All those newer ones are on streaming now. Like I think Train Dreams is a Netflix film.
It is Netflix. You know what's popping off the screen to me for some reason? I guess in terms of adapted and the way it was adapted, maybe its uniqueness. Even though it's not my favorite movie of the year, it didn't even make my top 5. I feel like maybe I'm just soft on Guillermo, but I want Frankenstein to win. I just like what he did with that age-old story.
I heavily disagree with that choice. Out of these picks, I heavily disagree. But
I don't get me wrong. I like One Battle and Begonia more.
Also, I don't. So this is you want Frankenstein to win?
I think I do. Just the uniqueness of what he did with the story.
Okay.
Like an age. I don't. This is tough. Actually, this is a tough category for me.
Yeah, I mean, I know what my answer is, but I think I know what's gonna win.
I think One Battle is gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? I might flip on this. I'm gonna put One Battle will win. I might by the end of this segment here change my mind for who do I want to win because I'm tough. I'm stuck on this one actually. But by all means, what are your want and wills for this category?
One Battle, will One Battle.
I think it's going to be One Battle as well.
Yeah, I think what PTA does with that actual book, which I haven't read that actual book, but that being said, I know like the changes that he made and like the little changes he made to certain characters and even the additions like the Christmas Adventurers Club and stuff, like that's such an interesting way of adapting a story. And the fact that he was able to do that and made a film that is about that type of story, 3 hours long, and it's wildly successful. And you got everyone on the fucking the red carpets for all these awards being like, oh, who do you want to win? Like, One Battle, One Battle, One Battle. It's like, this is such a unanimous film that doesn't feel like it should be unanimous. Like, it feels like it should be like a weird little cult film, but it like for what it's about, you know. But the way that he was able to adapt the story into this like cinematic epic story that is so like unanimously what's the word I'm looking for? It's like unanimously like affecting to like all these people. I think that's like such a win. And so like for adapting a screen like for being an adapted screenplay, like I think that's why it should win, why I want it to win, you know?
I changed my mind because you talking reminded me that how One Battle made me feel each time I've seen it.
Like it's a story that shouldn't be an epic, but it's an epic.
Right.
You know,
No,
it's the way he adapted it, and that's why I think it deserves that win.
I'm going to change mine that I do want One Battle because then again, between that and Frankenstein, I've seen One Battle.
Yeah, I actually think the script is one of Frankenstein's weaker aspects.
I think I was going soft on Guillermo, but I'm going to say I do want One Battle because remembering how I felt the first time in the theater, and then even the second time, like when I showed my friend, I was like, "Watch this! Wait, watch this! Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it?" Like the amount of the way that I felt watching that movie, that always means a whole lot more to me, or means the most to me. I feel visual effects. I can answer this one with my eyes closed. So nominees are Avatar: Fire and Ash, F1, Jurassic World: Rebirth, The Lost Bus. Is that the McConaughey movie?
Mm-hmm.
It is. And Sinners. I think I've got a double on both. I think my want and will is the same. I think it's F1. Mm-hmm. I think this is an award that F1 takes home. I do. I know Avatar seems like kind of. I don't know if I feel like there's a little rust on Avatar right now. Like nobody's really talking about even this one visually. I haven't heard people say like the. Yeah,
I haven't seen Avatar or that Lost Bus film, but anyways, I think well, first of all, Jurassic World shouldn't be nominated. That's just not even a real movie, and secondly, F1 deserves one award, and one award only, and one nomination only, and that is sound. And thirdly, I feel that as cool as its visual effects are, like Sinners, like as cool as its visual effects are, I don't think I would definitely want Sinners to win here just because I think there's so much cool shit going on in this film that a lot of people forget about. Like, and because the visual effects as in your face as in your face as Sinners is, there's a lot of little stuff like that little shot of Jack O'Connell like starting to levitate in the background, or like things like that are like really subtle on a visual effects level that work in a really cool way. That being said, I think the conversation around this new Avatar film, you know, obviously I haven't seen it. I think from what I've seen, the effects are still fucking amazing. It's just people are getting tired of saying the effects are amazing, and that because I think the stories in the Avatar film aren't really serving them well, and I think that's what people are starting to harp in on a little bit, is that like the stories of these films are actually kind of weak a little bit, and so I think Avatar will win, and I want Sinners to win, but I think Avatar's gonna win because I think the Academy could still give its props for its visual effects. Like it does probably deserve to win for how it looks. I just think the conversation around the film that you're referencing is just getting stale, and that's why people aren't talking about it.
So we're off to sound, and I already know I'm torn on this one. So we have F1, we have Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and then we have one of my favorite movies of the year that I've been singing its praise for 6 months now, which is Surat. So Surat is a movie I've been banging the drums for. The sound in Surat. You didn't see Surat yet?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm just chomping at the bit waiting to hear what you think.
What were the noms for this again? It's
F1, Frankenstein, One Battle, Sinners, and then Surat.
Okay. All right. I know my answers.
I wish I can cut the award in half and give it to F1 and Surat, because Surat does have incredible sound. It's one of the things that at the film festival that like made me feel the most in that film was like just there's sounds that just like in your fucking face. Do you remember the scene in Secret Agent where obviously you do, the shootout at the end and how that first shot just, like Surratt has that like multiple times. Um, you go first. What are your want and wills? I'm stuck on this one.
I think again, Sinners is being forgotten in the conversation here, and I'm gonna sing its praise a little bit. The whole fucking film is built around sound and music. It's
Right.
literally the whole film. That entire sequence where all the forms of music and culture come together, like that is literally like the coolest thing I've seen in theaters in a while. Like I just remember how that shit made me sit up, and I'm just like, is this really like they're really going for this? Again, I think will it win? Probably not. I think Sinners deserves a bit more praise for all of its noms. I feel like it is kind of getting a little Oscars villainy. It's being awarded so much at all these award shows, and I get that. I just think around the Oscars conversation, it is sort of becoming like a little villain, where it's like, oh, we have the most Oscar nominations in history, but it's like they have the sauce to back it up.
They do.
They have the sauce.
They are like Drago to me.
Yeah, and I get not, and I get getting annoyed and like wanting to give other films praise, but it's like people tend to forget like how actually good the sound is in that film, and if you watch it, it's fucking like it's amazing. That film is amazing on every level. Now,
this is what we want, though. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Like, I don't know why people would get upset with Sinners. Like, this is what Hollywood wants and needs. Something that is original. And then you can even throw in the fact, like, okay, what's original about a vampire movie? Well, it's this.
It's these aspects of it,
It's not just original. It's also taking an old idea and not just doing the same thing with it, and then telling this incredible story about discrimination and segregation and racism, and then how music brings us together. Like there's so many themes, like, and we have this relatively still new director with compared to people like Leo, who's been doing it for a long time, with still a relatively new big movie star and still serving some old timers like Delroy Lindo. Like, how do we not, and like, again, Jack O'Connell becoming a big star. This is what Hollywood needs. It needs more Sinners.
No,
like more.
I agree. I think
like we want this.
Yeah.
Like this is what we wanted. Sorry, go ahead.
No, no, you're right. I don't have anything to say. You're right. So for this, I think F1 will win this. But that being said, and listen, everyone knows how much I fucking hate F1. But that being said, it does deserve the sound award. It's pretty good. The sound in it's pretty good. I can say that. I just don't like that film. The other thing being said, I want Sinners to win, and I think its praise should be sung a bit more. And when it comes to things like sound and stuff, 'cause I think people forget that the whole point of the film is sound. That being said, I do think F1 will win.
Again, it's funny, just for the sake of having discourse here, I almost want to say that I want F1, but Surratt will, only just to give a different answer. But I'm going to say, as much as I love Surratt, I love F1 more.
You should just flip it. You should say you want Surratt to win and F1 will win.
Okay. I certainly would not be mad if, Surratt just, I've said it.
No, if that won, like that only makes me want to watch the movie more.
Yeah. So we got production design. Man, it's so funny how you see a lot of these same movies just keep popping up, but rightfully so. This one's going to be interesting. Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners. Can you talk about production design just briefly, like as being, you're in film school right now?
Okay.
And like, how important that is to a film?
Well, it actually is one of the most important things for a film, because the first thing that you will notice about any shitty student short film is production design, because mostly they're going to look the same, that being devoid of anything in the background. Like, people don't realize, because production design actually works on more of a subconscious level. The more that you don't notice it, well, there's kind of two different versions of production design. To me, there's the Del Toro production design where it's so in your face that it's good. And then there's the production design that you see in Marty Supreme, where it's actually so subconscious that you don't notice it. And that's kind of the two different things. But when you're going to school for film, like you've seen a lot of like really shitty student short films that they just don't pay attention to it. Good production design can actually kind of save bad acting, bad stories, because it's all about what you're looking at, right? And so it can save a lot of faulty aspects of film. So it is that important. But what I like about this category is they're recognizing a lot of different types of production design, like Del Toro's. I'm not the biggest fan of like his style of it, where it's kind of like so in your face that it's good. Like it's so in your face and it's so extravagant and elegant and artistic, kind of like Poor Things, you know? I'm of the spectrum where, in my opinion, like good production design can't save a shitty script, can't save like bad acting and stuff. Like it can't save all of that, you know?
Can you give an example, sorry, in one of these films, like let's say Sinners, where like you were like, wow, like is there a scene or a sequence you're like, this is like top of the line production design? Is there something in there that's like an example of like, not that there's a bad scene in Sinners that gets saved, but is there a like a
I would say the barn. There's actually not much going on in the barn, and it takes up so much of the movie, but I never in my head was like, oh, this is getting boring, this is getting stale. I actually think in that case it's more of a use of like getting so much out of something so little, you know? And then like even think about the scene where like all the music comes together and it's all the different eras of music, and how that scene feels so epic and granular while it's taking place in like a hay-filled barn that has like a couple lights put up, you know? Like that's doing a lot with a little.
Gotcha. So where are you at? Unless
I will say I think Marty Supreme actually is the best production design of all of these films, and I think that's just because like it's so subconscious. Like it actually is like a little bit of like a period piece in a way, and it's so like I never thought about the production design of the film, but if you look at any still of the film, it just is the perfect backdrop, the perfect feeling, the perfect fit for everything that's going on. It's just all the other aspects of the film are so good that it's all happening like on a subconscious level. You know, your mind is always telling you that this makes sense. This is right. We're in like this makes sense for the time period this is taking place in, you know? Your mind is never drawn to anything in the background. Like it is perfectly, I don't want to say the words boring because I actually think there's a lot of like cool little set pieces, but like it's perfectly in the background, you know? It never sticks out too much. It's a perfect fit. It's always working. And when you do pay attention to it, there's so many little minutiae of detail that fit the time period, that fit the characters. That's what you kind of get what I'm putting down a little bit.
Good production design.
To me, you know, it's different for everybody. Like look at a film like Frankenstein, you know?
Right. Like, but that can help you submerge yourself more. Like you don't have to almost remind yourself during Marty that you're in the 50s. You just know you're in the 50s.
And it's all happening on like a subconscious level.
Right.
You know?
So with that being said, I don't know if this is a good contrast of an example, but in the movie Psycho Killer, which I saw a few weeks ago, which was like not good. I wanted it to be good, but it wasn't good. You could tell, I guess, because the movie's been tossed around for like 10 years, apparently, that I guess people just weren't paying attention. And when you do the math of like the timeline of the film based on references of events that happened years ago, the movie drops you into the 90s, but then our lead, Georgina Campbell, is that her name? The one from Barbarian.
Oh, yeah.
Is that her name? Yeah.
I think so,
She's using a smartphone in one part of the film, and the killer's using a payphone reading from the yellow pages to make a phone call to the newspaper. So then you're like, I don't know if that's like, you know, they then took me out of the film because I'm like, he's in a payphone right now. And then a couple scenes later, she's in this old hotel. She's got an iPhone. Like, it's kind of like I'm looking at that stuff, and it was throwing me off, but taking me out of it. Is that like a good example of the opposite?
No, yeah, that's a great example. That's a great example. I know when you think of Marty Supreme, nothing really like stands out to you, but that's why I think it's so good.
That's the point.
That is kind of why I think it's so good. And when you do pay attention to it, there is like a lot of like cool little details.
Right. I'm
That
thinking of actually the opening scene. I kept looking around in the back of the shop. I'm like, look at all the stacks of the old shoes,
that or
and
like
look at
the
like,
bowling. If you look in the bowling scene at
yeah,
the bowling area whatever, all of, like in the background, if you actually pay attention to it, all of the posters, all of the actual bowling shoes, they're all from the time period. Like there's
yeah,
not one thing that is missed. And you're not even really supposed to be paying attention to that. It's just if you do. And like to me, that's good production design. Now, obviously, Frankenstein has really cool set pieces. I just personally, I don't think they were lit that well. And two, I just think like it's trying to do a lot of work for the script and certain aspects of the story that I didn't feel worked as well, you know,
okay.
and dragged a little bit. Like I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Frankenstein film, but at the same time, I can appreciate why someone would like that type of production design. It's just not my favorite. It's not really my jam.
That's an aesthetic that you have to like. Yeah,
I think so.
I think.
I think when I think of production design, I kind of look at it as like this, like it's a glue position, you know,
Yeah.
it's gluing a lot of things together, you know.
Um, I don't know, man. This is tough.
Yeah,
So, what you think Marty will win? Again, it's Sinners,
that
One Battle, Marty, Hamnet, and Frankenstein. Hamnet has good production
that's
design.
what I say. I'm kind of what I think will win. I'm gonna say either. I'm gonna say for will win. I'm gonna say Frankenstein, and what I want to win, I'm gonna say Marty Supreme.
It's funny. I was thinking there's two categories I think
I think
Frankenstein is
Hamnet's is
taking.
good. It just doesn't stick out between the two like big pieces there.
Yeah. It's funny. I was thinking there's two awards I think Frankenstein's taking, and this was one of them. I agree with the will win. I would like Marty to win as well. So I'm even with you on that
All
one.
right, cool.
Um, all right, now this is I think I'm gonna save Best Picture for the end,
Yeah,
unless you
yeah,
have
that should be our last one.
music. So I have no investment. Oh no, I'm not. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Sorry. That's not true. I've just barely seen any of these. So original song. I think you and I both. I think we're going to be even on this. "Dear Me," um, by Diane. I don't even know what "Dear Me" is from. It says from Diane Warren, but it doesn't say what.
Is it
Okay.
saying what they're from the movie? I know one of them's that K-pop Demon Hunters movie.
Yeah, but it's just funny because I Golden. It says from K-pop Demon Hunters.
All right, so then Diane Warren is the film.
Right. That still threw me off. So "Dear Me" from Diane
I'm
Warren,
not sure what that is.
Golden from K-pop, "I Lied to You" from Sinners, fucking love that song. "Sweet Dreams of Joy" from Viva Verde, and "Train Dreams" from Train Dreams by Nick Cave, who does the
I did hear that that song is really good. I obviously haven't seen Strangers, but I did hear that that song is really good.
I like Nick Cave. He does the a lot of the music for Peaky Blinders.
Mm.
So, all right, where are you at? Because I think I know my want and will.
All right, I think K-pop Demon Hunters is gonna win, and I want the "I Lied to You" song from
Yeah,
Sinners
we're
to win.
we're 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 even.
I just
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much hype around K-pop Demon Hunters. It's gonna take something home, and I think this is what it would. But obviously, all the fucking Sinners original music is amazing.
Yep, I agree, and I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
So,
that's like an easy category. I feel,
yeah,
but I feel like that's already settled in the dust that it's gonna be K-pop.
yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I kind of want to see that film. Like literally everyone who was like, "Oh, I didn't want to see that, but I did." Like they said that's really good.
I mean, I wouldn't mind, especially now that we like have a podcast and whatnot. It's
No, and I feel like we keep trying like weird little
like
we
even
try stuff that we would never watch for real.
like Hoppers, and I love Pixar, but Hoppers wasn't standing out to me. But Hoppers is like the best, highly like the highest rated Pixar film on Rotten Tomatoes of all time right now.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't even know what it's about. So
Granted, it's only been out for 3 days compared to movies that have been out for years and years and years.
yeah.
It's a weird. Just look it up. It's got an interesting concept.
Okay.
So music original score
This is an
for
interesting category.
this is going to be very interesting. I do have a horse in this race. So nominees: Begonia was Jerskin Fendrix, Frankenstein by Alexandre Desplat, For Hamnet, we have Max Richter. One Battle After Another, Johnny Greenwood. And Sinners, Ludwig Göransson.
All right, I think the three big players here are Begonia, One Battle, and Sinners.
Yeah, I would agree.
Because I feel like Hamnet relies on a lot of, already public domain music, and the most famous song in Hamlet's the needle drop at the end, and that's already a song that exists.
Yeah.
Now, this conversation's interesting.
He did just win one, and the Academy isn't the most like rewarding of like multiple. Like, is he going to get it? What, didn't he just win? Oh no, his Oppenheimer was what, 2 years ago? In my mind, it's Johnny Greenwood.
Yeah, and he passed away, so that would be a posthumous award.
Things like I love the One Battle score. Like, I love Sinners, but the One Battle score, especially during certain scenes where there's just that.
I think it's just iconic. Like the opening shot of Tiana walking over the overpass and the score dropping is like fucking amazing. Or when that score replays later in the film and it's Charlene and Lockjaw, and they're in the cathedral, and he's like, "Come closer," and the music just like drops. Like, that's fucking amazing. There's so many. The entire like actual backed in cross sequence, the music that's was playing during that.
I just love that one song. It just keeps that one note.
The dun 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 dun
yeah.
dun. That one, yeah.
And the thing is, during this movie too, a lot of the times, not that Sinners didn't. The reason why I do want One Battle is because it made me feel more in the scenes for One Battle. Like, the music elevated how I felt.
Yeah, I love that main theme. I mean, there's a lot of great needle drops in One Battle. Obviously, it is relying on them a lot. Like, obviously, like Dirty Work and all the Christmas songs and and whatnot. But that being said, that Johnny Greenwood score is like a knockout. Because it's weird, but it works. And like the fact that it's gotten this far, like I do just want to see it win. Like that would be awesome. That being said, though, the Sinners original score is pretty good, but I do think the original songs weighed out a bit. I think the original songs from Sinner outweigh the score just a little bit. That's why I feel like obviously this would be like a huge award for them to win, because so much of that movie is based around music. It's just, I do think I want to see the Johnny Greenwood score win a little bit more. And I think
that's where I'm at.
And I think, but I also think Begonia is a notable horse in the race because it is a really wacky, cool score, and like there's some great like moments and scenes where like the score kicks in and like it makes the scene. I don't know. I think
I'm going One Battle for both, actually.
That's what I'm leaning towards here too in my mind. I'm like, I feel like I can't say that Sinners score outweighs it any bit.
And I think there might be something to be said for the fact that, and I didn't know that Johnny Greenwood passed. Like that, things like that. I feel like in my mind they play some sort of role. Like
posthumous awards, like they're kind of given out heavy,
Yeah, like Ludwig just won, and I do think Begonia's strong. I don't think it's as strong as One Battle, I'm gonna go with Want and Will.
I'm honestly right there with you.
Okay.
Because in my head I can't think of anything else there.
Now, for makeup and hairstyling, that's an interesting one. So I think I've said that about everything. Nominees is Frankenstein. Forgive me. Cocohill, Sinners, The Smashing Machine, and The Ugly Stepsister.
All right. I'm kind of between Frankenstein and The Smashing Machine here.
Yeah, me too.
Because Sinners is also here?
Sinners is also here.
There's some really cool makeup and hairstyling in Sinners, and I will give it that. That is, I do think that is kind of like one of the weaker aspects of the film. Like, there's not like a lot of crazy stuff going on there, but everything that's there serves the purpose of what it should be serving. You know, I do just think like if there was one category I would want Frankenstein to win, it might be this one, just because that is like, obviously it's supposed to stick out and it sticks out in a good way.
Yeah.
Granted, I may not like all the other bells and whistles of that film, but it does kind of feel like I even more so like the way the characters look, even more so than the production design.
I'm going to say it's both, because I mean, for Frankenstein, I do want, and I think it will, just the scene where the look of what's his name, who plays Dr. Frankenstein again? I can't think of his name.
Oh, Oscar Isaacs.
Oscar Isaac, like he has this wacky hair. I love his, you know.
No, his getup is sick, and the way the monster looks is so unique. You know,
great look. The way Mia Goth looks in the film. Even the courtroom scene with Ralph.
Oh, it was also interesting to know that she played different characters in that film. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she played the mom too. Yeah. Spoiler alert. So where are you at? I do want Frankenstein to win for this, and I do think Frankenstein will win.
Okay. That being said, The Smashing Machine is one of my favorite films of the year.
Yeah.
That movie really worked on me for some reason. Like, and that performance from Dwayne, like, blows anything else that he's ever done out of the water. But that being said, I think there's definitely some recognition needed there. Like, he looks like very different, you know.
It does.
They did a fucking amazing job, and I loved to see that, because I think his performance is only as good as they made him look. You know, like him and that team had to work as one unit to make that performance work. And
I just look at like one guy versus, I could name multiple people that I like when it comes to makeup and hairstyle with Frankenstein. If it wasn't for that, like,
but you gotta remember the same team is doing that for everybody. And like for the Smashing Machine, that was the only character that really needed that.
Right.
You know, but I still think that work is so good and transformed him so good that it deserves some recognition. So I'm gonna go want Smashing Machine, will Frankenstein. That is not to say that I didn't. I really did like the stuff in Frankenstein. I just want to give some recognition to the Smashing Machine.
Okay, I'm not against that. I don't know why I would be. Are we skipping live action short film? Because
we could skip the short films.
I said short people because there's one said two people exchanging saliva is the name of one of them.
I actually did watch that one. I had to watch that for my class. Yeah.
Oh. International feature film. So nominees: Brazil for The Secret Agent. France. Is this flipped? This has the name of the country and then the film. Is this right?
What do you mean?
So the way it's listed is nominees, like it says like Brazil is the nominee, and then underneath it says The Secret Agent.
Well, yeah, no, it would be the film that wins, but it's just saying because it's international. It's
right.
It's just giving you the country.
So the international feature film. This is this is going to be this. I'm very invested. Actually,
I would say this is your biggest race, basically.
Yeah, you know why? So nominees: Brazil, The Secret Agent; France, It Was Just an Accident; Norway for Sentimental Value; Spain for Surat; and Tunisia for The Voice of Hin Rajib.
All right, let's hear it, man. Let's hear you break this down. This is like your movies of the year.
So The Voice of Hin Regime, as I've said multiple times, and Surat were the highlights of the film festival for me, as well as some of the highlights of the movie year. The Secret Agent, I just started rewatching the other day because we saw it together, but it was like our third movie of the night at like 11 o'clock, and I passed out for like half the film. But with that being said, I'm aware Secret Agent was incredible. I just need to rewatch it. So I need to take it out of that for that reason. So The Voice of Ian Rajiv and Surat made me feel like a motherfucker. But just because it sticks with me more than I want Surat. I'm gonna, you know what? I want Surat, and I think they're gonna give it to Surat. Surat's getting a lot of buzz. I know they all are, really. That's stupid for me to say. I'm gonna say want and will. I'm gonna say Surat. I want it to win, and I actually think Surat is gonna win. So, what about you?
I obviously haven't seen most of these films. That being said, The Secret Agent is nominated for Best Picture. And
Right.
I know it's probably not going to win. And I want to see it get some recognition because this is a very interesting and unique film. It jumps all over the fucking place tonally. It has some amazing, subtle performances. It even dives into like layers of surrealism that are like kind of Lynchian and like, but all in this one package, it just works. And if anything, it's just a fucking acting masterclass from Wagner Moura. Yeah, I kind of want and will The Secret Agent here just because I want it to get some love. And I feel like they're going to give it to him. I think like this, with the amount of love that Wagner's been getting for this, and I know he's probably not going to win in anything else, and the movie's definitely not going to win for Best Picture. I want to see it get something, and this is its only chance, and I think they're going to give it to him. I think this is going to be a shocker. I think a lot of people are leaning towards Sarat and it was just an accident. I could see it was just an accident winning Best Screenplay over this. So I'm gonna say Want and Will Secret Agent.
Okay.
That is always the hardest category though.
Yeah. So this is an interesting one, especially to hear what you think, especially. I mean, I could say this about all the categories in regards to you, but this one is making me think even more about you, maybe because of conversations we've had. So the following is for, I'm going to give you the nominees first. I want you to tell me if you think what you can name that this category is. So we have F1, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. What do you personally think they're all nominated for? This is a fun little game.
I could just go by process of elimination of the categories we haven't gotten through yet.
Oh, that's true.
I was like, well, I think this was Oh wait, actually I don't know. Wait, this could be a couple different ones.
Why would F1, Marty, One Battle, Sentimental Value, and Sinners be nominated?
I say, but we already did sound design, so I was like, what the fuck else did F1? It wasn't casting, right? No. What else do we have left? Costume design.
In my mind, you're only going to piece it together because you're like, oh, this is what they all have in common. I didn't realize you'd go by process of elimination.
I don't know what they all have in common. Maybe like I don't know.
Okay, it's film editing.
Oh! I forgot this got nominated for editing, bro. So, fuck F1 getting nominated for this. That is such a fucking clunky edit. I'm sorry. Like
I knew you'd have a lot to say about this category.
No, that should not even be fucking nominated. It's such a clunky edit. That movie is like an hour and a half longer than it fucking should be. That movie's almost 3 hours.
The movie could have ended about 7 times.
Oh my god, dude! It feels like it ended like 6 times. I think they show the same race sequence like 4 different times. Like I don't even know. That being said, there are some cool parts of that film. Like the title drop in that film is cool. The score is cool in that film. I don't know. Fuck that movie though. I don't like it. Marty Supreme. Another almost 3-hour film that just like rips like it's nothing. Like that edit is fucking amazing.
Is that what you would say? Something where editing does matter so much is where how a movie just moves with its runtime.
Yeah, no, I mean I feel like that's like all this category is. I kind of just think of like this goes with the production design too. The best editing is when you don't notice it.
Right.
Like it's unnoticeable. And in Mario Supreme, there's not too many crazy edits in that film. Like there's nothing crazy going on. You just don't feel it, Like you don't really feel the editing, and it feels like you're in it. You're just fucking in it,
Is there an example you could give? I'm going to just talk about another film in this category for One Battle After Another, where the editing, or Sinners, like.
Oh, I mean, in One Battle After Another, that whole fucking hills chase sequence, dude, it's not even a chase sequence. They're not close to each other. It feels so epic, and that's the magic of editing, and also the cinematography there. The cinematography plays huge into that too. But That being said, the way that that's edited, like you wouldn't know that they were like really far apart from each other. It feels like they're on each other's tails, you know?
The way that scene is shot, it looks like every time there's a hill coming up, I'm just waiting to see like the back of a car, and then when they show you the front of the car, it's like I'm waiting to see. It's like took me on a roller coaster.
Yeah, no,
Like
exactly.
it truthfully took me. I'm like, how close are they? And
That's
then when they cut in, yeah,
that scene is just a coalescence of all like the different aspects of filmmaking, like harnessing it as one and just like working. But no, I mean that's a good example. I mean, Sinners has a lot of good examples of editing. But the only thing that I will say, I don't think Sinners has a perfect edit. I do feel that it's like opening prologue where it dives into all the characters' backgrounds, backstories, introduces them, does feel a little long. Like that's
yeah.
where you could feel the studio being like, "Oh no, it's Cougar. Let him do whatever he wants here." You know? That is where I'm like, "Okay, that could be trimmed. That could have been trimmed down." You know? And also the pacing felt like a little off. Like in one scene, you meet Delroy Lindo's character, Haley Steinfeld's character, and Miles Cannon's character's love interest. It's like, oh, it was a little all over the place. But
Gotcha.
that being said, I do think the best edit out of all of these is Marty. And I think that will win. That being said, I want One Battle to win because I do I don't know. This is a really hard one for me because I think it's either going to be Supreme or One Battle. I don't know which one's a little better. Like I think you could feel One Battle's runtime a little bit more so.
Yeah.
Than Marty's.
I
think Marty's
Marty
does a bit more
better.
with its time. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna say will and want both for Marty here.
Marty. Okay. I'm gonna say will and want for One Battle.
All right. Can you explain it a little bit? I want to hear your opinion.
Yeah. I mean, as we were talking about it, see, I mean, Sinners is still in the like One Battle. I think is also in the conversation with Sinners for like the top of the mountain. Like even though Sinners has the most nominations,
I was like, no, race more. Like, I feel like everyone was trying to hype up the race as Marty versus One Battle, but I'm gonna be honest, it feels like One Battle versus Sinners right now.
That's what I think it is.
Yeah.
And I do think like One Battle is also being looked at. Not it doesn't as obviously as many nominations as Sinners, but I still think people are looking at it as like another Drago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also because it's like, hey, we're not just going up against PTA, but we're going up against Leo and Sean Penn and Benicio and Tiana. You know, it's like that still feels like a big heavyweight in the division. It is a heavyweight in the division, minus not having the most nominations. But with that being said, like I feel like this is another one where it's just going to take it. And for me, I feel like it's the same. It's my same answer for each one. Why I want and will. I do think Marty moves better. But at the same time, like One Battle, especially thinking about that hill scene, it's one of the most like submersed I've been in a film this year. You know, it's just like I feel like it's like one of those things where it's like if I want to make a top 10 best scenes of all time in a film, what submerged me the most, like I'd put that hill scene up there.
Yeah. I would just say for like just to give you more of my perspective.
Yeah.
If I was to pick it based on scenes alone, I would pick One Battle. I think if we're looking at in totality, if we're looking at the film editing, you know, not just the little scene granular editing. If we're thinking about film editing, when I first watched Marty, it didn't even feel like I watched a movie. It just felt like I was in it. It zipped by, boom, it was over. One Battle, I felt the runtime a little bit more. Like, I think that there's some things that could have been cut. Would I want anything to be really cut? No. Granted, I do think it could have been a little cleaner. In just the tiniest of ways. Like, it obviously still is a really perfect film. I think when you look at a film as a whole, and I feel like for this category, it's like film editing. Like, I think I have to give it to Marty. Like, it feels so, you know?
Okay. This is bound to happen as we're doing this, but you've completely changed my mind.
Really? There's that one little thing.
I mean, no, you're right. You're right. I was stuck on it.
Well, no, I don't have to be right. This is opinion based. So
no. I mean, you're right in terms of like I feel what you're saying because I remember I did feel as a whole more locked in with Marty. Where don't get me wrong, I love one battle, but like Marty as a whole, I remember being in the theater and compared to like if I'm gonna go by the scene versus what you were saying about in totality, like I keep thinking about the editing and what that one scene made me feel in one battle, but I remember Marty just kept feeling like I was on the edge of my seat for the whole film
Yeah.
and like most submerged and like at that point when he fell through when he fell through the ceiling in the bathtub in that moment, I wasn't just, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. Again, to go back to totality, I remember looking at my friend and thinking, what else is going to happen? Like, I didn't forget like everything else that led up to that moment. And it made me like most interested, like, okay, what next? This kid just crashed through. Like, I still looked at even that scene as part of like the totality of the events of the entire film. Like, it
That's
wasn't
even what
just
I
this
mean on like a
isolated.
this is getting away from the conversation a little bit, but that's even what I mean on a screenplay level for Marty, because it's like, you're worried about the whole dog situation,
Right.
and then it's just like that happens, and it's like
Yeah.
it's
No,
like holy.
yeah, no, that's why you've changed my mind on this for both categories.
No,
So it
and
helped.
I think Marty's is not getting the love that it deserves right now. Like, I think people are forgetting
Yeah.
like how good that movie was, even though it came out a few months ago.
No, I agree. It has lost some steam.
No, it totally
Yeah.
has. Like, it really feels like the race is just one battle and Sinners now. We're forgetting about Marty, and like, I get that Josh Safdie had gotten some bad press about a prior film that he worked on where there was some like underage weird stuff happening.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to speak on that. I'm just speaking about the film right now. I think that film obviously deserves like Marty deserves more love than it's getting. Like, the fact that I didn't even think about the editing in that film. Like, it wasn't even a thought that entered in my mind. Now,
Yeah.
let alone like when you think of like one battle, if we're thinking of like the Hills chase sequence, it's like, yeah, that is like an editing masterclass. Like, you wouldn't even know. And I don't know. And then like when I think of that scene, it does like sway me a bit more to that side, but it's like I have to think about the totality here, It's the same thing as the production design. It's like all of that shit's happening on a subconscious level.
No, that makes sense. That's why I'm like, no, you're right. That definitely like that hit me more when you described it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Now the next one up, I'm gonna skip and go back to it because it was for directing, and I feel like there's a longer conversation there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go next. We're gonna go with costume design,
Okay.
which is a pretty easy one for me at least. So we have Deborah L. Scott for Avatar: Fire and Ash, Kate Hawley for Frankenstein, Malgosha Terzanska for Hamnet, Miyako Belezi for Marty Supreme, and Ruth E. Carter for Sinners. So Sinners, Marty, Hamnet, Frankenstein, Avatar. I'm just going to say Frankenstein will. And I'm also just going to say, I'm going to say one. Yeah, those costumes had an impact on me and I felt made that film just more powerful for me, and I love a good fucking costume.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna say I do think it's gonna take costume. I've thought that from Jump Street, and I wanted to take the costume. So I just love the time period of it, even though Sinners is as well. So was Marty, and so is Hamnet. What the fuck am I saying? All these films are basically timepieces except for Avatar. That's interesting. I'm gonna say Frankenstein for both. Go ahead, take it away.
I think Hamnet. I want to give Hamnet some love. I just think that it is a timepiece and they do good for what it is, but nothing really stood out. Also, that
these are all timepieces.
No, and I
except for Avatar.
And I agree.
Yeah.
Can't really speak to Avatar, but I think more so it's the CGI and visual stuff that's going on in Avatar that should be focused on more. So let's kind of skip that. Frankenstein, I think that's kind of like the obvious shoe in here. I think obviously it's Del Toro's style. It's extravagant. It's in your face. The Academy tends to go this way. I mean, we're thinking about like Poor Things. We're thinking about, films like that where it's in your face. They usually win these awards. I think it looks great in Frankenstein too. Again, I think you kind of know where I kind of like fall on the spectrum for stuff like this. Like I think Marty deserves a lot of love for this too. There's so many eccentric characters in the film that are almost defined by their outfits, Like it doesn't work if they're not in these outfits. I almost
I do
feel.
agree. The costuming is incredible in Marty. It's like
Yeah, because it's all
what
happening on a subconscious level again,
right.
once again, right? It is great. I honestly think the same thing goes for Sinners a little bit. Sinners not as strong as Marty in my opinion because I think some of the outfits look a little like it's like some of them are a little goofy. You know, like
Yeah.
it's a little goofy to like to set the way that Michael B. Jordan separated in the film is the two different color of the hats. You
Yeah,
know,
the blue and
it's
red.
a little goofy, but you know it works. I again for this I would want Marty to win, but obviously Frankenstein will win.
I think so. I mean, I don't know. Marty's a close second, but I do like Guillermo del Toro's style.
Yeah, no, I think
So
you lean more towards that. So it's just
yeah,
it's not really my thing. It's not as much my thing. Like I can appreciate how cool and awesome it looks, and it works for that movie. It's not where I'm kind of leaning towards like awarding it. You know.
right. So this is before we get to directing, the next one that I want to throw in there is cinematography,
This is an
which I think
interesting one.
is a very interesting one. So we've got Dan Laustsenson for Frankenstein, Darius Kanji for Mari Supreme, Michael Bauman for One Battle After Another, Autumn Durald Arkpaw for Sinners, and Adolfo Veloso for Train Dreams.
Okay.
Where are you at? Oh wait, costume design. You want? Can we go back to that? You want Marty, but you think it'll be Frankenstein?
Yes.
All right, sorry. Go ahead. Cinematography. Frankenstein, Marty, One Battle, Sinners, Train Dreams.
Frankenstein, get the fuck out of here. I think
Yeah,
that
I
movie
agree.
looks terrible. I think it's not the production design. It's in the lighting. And that plays into cinematography. I just don't think those scenes are lit well. Like there's some shots where like it's a wide shot and you see the entire set and it's just the way it's lit. It feels like there was no lighting at all. It feels like they turned on the production house lights and that's what we're seeing.
Interesting.
I don't know. I just don't think there's obviously very well lit shots in the film. I just think it's most of the interiors in that film that don't
Okay.
like when you're in his lab. Like I don't think it looks good. I don't
Hmm.
know, and you can feel free to disagree with me if you do.
You have a better eye for this than I do.
Nah, but
So
no, but it is all just how it looks to your eye. It's not like if you know production design or you know lighting. Like I'm not that like I can't light scenes that well like in film school. Like it's the hardest job. Like
I
cinematographers have
know you did
the hardest
explain that.
job.
You did explain that to me during a session, especially with the lighting.
It's I just I kind of it's this is a tough one. I think I think Darius Kanji does like the cinematography in Marty is obviously like outstanding. There's so many
Yeah,
close-ups in that film. What's even going on with like with Timothy's face? Like the close-ups in Marty are awesome.
that's true.
And I think he's the way he lights Darius light scenes and things like that. Like I'm thinking of like when the electrical pole explodes and stuff and there's just there's so many interesting shots in that film, but the cinematography doesn't really stand out to me as strongly in Marty.
For me, One Battle's the most standout in
It
terms
definitely
of like
one battle definitely
visually.
stands out the most. Like I
Yeah.
there's more memorable shots in that film.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking of like Charlene like closing the door and the door
Yes, the way
slamming it. Yeah, or
the back
e-
fin cross, like at the roof jump.
yeah, the way we were even talking about like how that film kind of plays into the artifice a little bit. Like the
Yeah.
sky doesn't look real in that scene. Almost
No.
like it doesn't look
No.
real at
Yeah.
all. But it looks so cool. Um, I do think One Battle has more memorable shots and like it feels like it threads the needle like a little bit more. Like I think the cinematography in Marty is a bit more to my taste. Like it's a bit more subconscious. Like it's working. Like it doesn't stand out to you, and I think that's a good thing. But in terms of pushing like the film medium forward and things like that, like when I think of cinematography, I think of One Battle. Like I think of Tayana walking across that overpass. I think of, that chase scene of the hills. I think of, the way that cathedral shot, like the way that PCA frames scenes.
Can I jump in on that for a
Yeah.
second, just to see? Our mutual favorite critic, Sean Fennessy, compared the scene where he's waiting for Chase Infinity to the scene where Luke is being walked up to the Emperor in Return of the
Oh, yeah, that's
Jedi.
such a great comparison. That's such a
And
great comparison.
I thought, oh wow. I'm sorry, yeah, go ahead. I thought that was such a wonderful
No,
comparison.
but like that, the way that's framed, it feels like someone in Star Wars who's captured being brought to the Emperor. Like it feels,
Yeah.
that's how it feels. Like again, making a weird story feel like an epic. You know, that's kind of how PTA did that film.
I'm want and will on one battle. This is an easy one
Yeah, no,
for me.
I want to shine some light on these films a little bit
Yeah. Oh no, I'm
about
sorry. I'm
why.
just saying for me, like that's just my way of backing one battle on this one.
Yeah.
It's for me, it's unanimous. Like
No,
I just think
I
this
think
one.
the framing, the light, there's so many memorable shots in one battle. But
Yeah.
again, I also have to think of Sinners, like that barn scene when the fire like burns through and you see the
Yeah.
moon and stuff. Like it's beautiful. Like there's such beautiful shots in Sinners.
I
Like
love the way that too. It's a memorable shot when Jack O'Connell is looking at the barn coming down, and like his red eyes are being illuminated by the fire that's
yeah,
burning. Like that shot alone, I fucking love that shot.
no, there's like this is a tough one because I know I'm going against my philosophy here. I am also with you on like both for want and will for one battle. I would have said I want Marty to win because it does kind of lean more towards my style of cinematography where it's more like subtle and stuff. But the cinematography in one battle is so overly memorable in my head, and
I agree.
I think it has to be my want, like because it's just like it's too good.
So that's your want and will.
Yeah.
Do you have any dog in the race here for animated feature? Because I don't. I just
Can you
think it's
name me
going
the
to be
nominees?
Arco, Elio, K-pop Demon Hunters, Little Emile, or the character of Rain, and then Zootopia 2.
I haven't seen any of them.
I mean, it's either going to be K-pop or Zootopia, I
No,
would think.
that's what I say. Zootopia 2, everyone fucking loved that movie. But it
Yeah.
does kind of feel like K-pop is like the industry want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
It does
again,
kind of seem like
yeah.
audience wise it would be Zootopia 2, but even I don't even know. Like there's so many fans of that K-pop shit and it feels like everyone in the industry loves it. So I'm gonna I will make a prediction for this. I will say I think
So we could just make a prediction.
yeah, I think I'm gonna say K-pop.
For the sake of discourse,
Yeah, why
I'm
not?
going to say Zootopia.
Again,
All
I
right.
don't know. I do want to see both of those films though.
I would too. Before we get to the oh no, I'm sorry. We have another one before we get to
I was say, don't we have casting?
I'm saving directing until one more. We're going to talk about casting. Yeah, and then we're going to get into directing. So for casting, we have Hamnet, we have Marty Supreme, we have One Battle After Another, we have The Secret Agent, and then we have Sinners. It's not easy.
No, it's not easy. And I have stuff I want to say about all these films. Hamnet,
Yeah.
I think finding Jessie Buckley for that role, like that's amazing. Like she's easily the best part of that film, carries the film. Great piece of casting there. I mean, the rest otherwise I think is fine. Like
Little boy.
the little boy
mean-
is great too. I will say, Paul Mescal, odd choice in my opinion. I don't think
Yeah, he's not really memorable.
I think he is what hurts the film the most for me. It's just
Yeah.
I don't think he's suitable for it. He's suitable for it. He's good at being sad. That being said, doesn't do much for me. You know,
Yeah, I agree.
he doesn't move. He never really moved the needle that much for me. Like I didn't even
Noah
really
Jupe.
find him in Gladiator 2 that good.
Sorry, Noah Jupe, I believe that's the actor's name, who plays older Hamnet in the play. I thought for the scenes he was in, I thought he was solid.
No, I thought he was great.
And
I actually thought he was
even-
great.
Even what's his name from The Brutalist? I thought he was good. I mean, he didn't do a ton, but I still enjoy what he did.
Oh, what's that guy's name?
Joseph something. I forgot. Taylor Swift's ex-boyfriend.
I know. I'm forget. Al. No. It's not Al.
Go
right?
No.
No.
Go ahead. You can speak on the rest of these. You have a lot to say.
The Secret Agent. This needs to be talked about. I feel like most of us aren't gonna know the actors who are in that film other than Wagner Moura, but oh my god, the little subtle performances in that film are gnarly. Like they are awesome. Whoever plays like the older woman at that like place where like all the people live. Who the fuck is she? She's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
she's amazing. Oh my god, like that performance alone, like it was so captivating. The two little like assassins in the secret agent are awesome. There's like casting wise, that movie's so well casted. Everyone in their little roles are phenomenal. Like that is almost what I would want to win. The only thing that edges it out, like and like, or listen, Sinners casting wise is obviously perfect. Miles Cadden, great find. Like that to me is the best piece of casting from that film. I think that film suffers a little bit from just like kind of like some of the star like it just kind of does feel like star power to me. Like it doesn't feel as cool of a pick. That isn't to say that their performances aren't as good. Like everyone is amazing in that film. It's just the secret agent and especially Marty Supreme are just like cooler picks to me of what they're doing. Like secret agent is so well casted and I don't know anybody in it, you know? And then Marty Supreme even more so the way it casts non-actors and the way that Josh Safdie's so interested in people's like faces, it adds so much realism to the film. Like the fact that he's pulling guys off the street that he just thinks looks cool.
Him and his brother did for
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems.
No, yeah, totally. They love non-actors, and I think it's so cool.
They pick people that like they're so unique looking, like the guys in the bowling alley.
Yeah,
and they look like guys that are built body wise, structurally, like tall, skinny, and like awkwardly large shoulders and like weird facial expressions. Like you only would have seen those guys in pictures in the 50s smoking cigarettes on the beach.
That is what I mean. Like it's that film is so well casted. It's unreal. Like it's the guy who has like the orange ping pong balls. That like the chubby
YouTube. Or
he was a guy from a YouTube video from after a Knicks game, like post interview.
Like I said, Penn from Penn and Teller, the magician duo, played the guy with the shotgun who stole the dog.
Yeah, that's what I mean, man. It's like that movie.
Like where did he think of that guy?
It's just the thing, like the process of the casting of Mario Supreme and how crazy it is, and the fact that it all works so well to what the film is. I think that edges it out.
When you picked what's his name of all people, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, Kevin O'Leary.
Exactly.
Like that is like he didn't even. I think he wanted Mark Cuban at first, from what I remember, and then he got him, and like he's got one of the most memorable performances I think of the year.
So my perspective here is, you look at a film like Sinners. You look at a film like Sinners, right? And it follows all the rules of good casting and works. So it's like star power. They all do great. It's amazing. You look at The Secret Agent and Marty Supreme. It's almost like it breaks all the rules of casting, especially Marty Supreme, but still works. And that's why it feels cooler. And I feel like Mario Supreme breaks the rules a little bit more than The Secret Agent. Because for all I know, The Secret Agent, those Brazilian actors or other foreign actors, they could be known in their countries and I just may not know. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Right.
It still feels cool to me, but Marty Supreme, it feels like Marty Supreme's casting makes me feel like there are no rules to casting. And that only makes me more excited for the future of the film industry. So that's like a want and will for me.
Okay, so my want and will is one battle after another. Because with all that being said, you've said this before, the presence that Tiana Taylor's character has over that film, how it lurks over the film, like her impact is made strong. Like, and I can't think of anybody else who could have, I mean, I'm sure there are, but how strong and crazy she was in that role. Like obviously
this for one, when it comes to one battle for me, the reason why I didn't really talk about it is because I feel like it's in that Sinners category of star power. Right. The only thing to me there it feels is what's her name?
Chase Infinity.
Chase Infinity, what a find. Like she's gonna be a star. You know, and but that to me is kind of the same as like Hamnet and stuff like that. That's why it's when it comes to casting, it says that doesn't even compare to like Mario Supreme or Secret Agent for me.
See, I like what some of our usual suspects in one battle did, where it's like seeing Leo in this very comedic, all over the place role, seeing Sean Penn channel this complete, like, you know,
completely,
psychopath.
Different,
Benicio doing what Benicio does. We've seen him do a role like that before.
Yeah.
But not in a bad way. I would walk into the water for him. Even just the people of the French 75, like each one of them were so well casted. Like Jungle Pussy, the one main scene she has is memorable. The guy who they kidnap, And like the look on his, like the podcasting guy,
Yeah.
like him, I'm like, that guy looks like the appropriate guy who would be doing what he's doing. Like the Native American who chasing like that stone-faced dude who decides to save her in the end. Like, I don't know, even though there's still a lot of movie stars, there are these side characters as well that are so, for me, like well casted.
Yeah.
That I don't get me wrong, I'd be happy if it went to Sinners or Marty. I do for, I don't know, one battle, just the cast had slightly more of an impact on me than Marty did. But I could almost say they're tied.
Yeah. I guess I'm thinking of like not performances here. I'm thinking like the process of casting.
True.
Because this award will go to the casting director. So
I guess I'm looping that the same. All right. I'm still staying with one.
Yeah, no, stay with what you're thinking.
So before we get to my selfishly most invested award of the night, I think now we can switch to directing. So we have Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. We have Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme. We have Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another. Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value. And then Ryan Coogler for Sinners. This is an easy one for me. You go right ahead. I know what I want and I know what the will is. So
yeah, I think for Chloe Zhao, I think you can see so much of her in Hamnet, and I think that's a really compelling thing to see, seeing as that is based on, you know, it's based on something that like that's more like historical and like about like literature and nature, you know. And I think it's really cool you could see so much of her in the film and see so much of the grief, but that doesn't feel as strong of a contender to me. It doesn't feel like there was much done with with so much of direction there. I think, I don't know, it's just not that compelling of a pick to me. Sentimental Value I obviously haven't seen, so I could X that off the board. Coogler, I think from the middle point of Sinners on, it feels like I could feel so much of him in the film, and I could see so much of his specific choices in directing and the way that he decides to frame things. And like that does feel like somewhat of a compelling choice because it does feel like so much of him in the film. The only thing that hurts it a bit for me is the first 45 minutes of that film. Like the only thing that really gets me upon rewatching Sinners is that it doesn't get to that barn faster, you know? Like that's where I want to be.
I love the build up too.
So yeah,
I love the build up.
And I felt that when I first watched it. It's just every time I rewatch it, it honestly, you know what it kind of feels like to me. It kind of, and you typically I would be the one who would like the character work more. It just doesn't feel like there's a lot going on. It just kind of feels like a little bit of minutia.
You know why I like the build up is because, and my friend who I just watched it with, it took her off guard because I like that you spend so much time that when it switches to a vampire movie, if you don't know, exactly. I'm like, if you don't know that's coming, she looked at me and she goes, "This is a vampire movie?" And like, I love that the movie does take its time, and I'm not bored. Like, I love that. I actually really do love the pacing of that film and that it takes its time to get to. Yeah, because we do spend a good amount of much time in the barn. That I'm okay with that first 45 minutes.
My issue, though, is that it feels like I know some characters better than others, and it feels like the scales of that are a little weird. Like, it feels like we get to know more of Delroy Lindo's character and more of, is it Stack or Smoke's ex-wife, the one that they had the kid with? They may not have been married.
Bumi Musaka? Yeah, that's a good question.
And it feels like you get to know so much of her. And so much of Miles Cadden's character. But like Smoke and Stack, I feel like you don't know much about. Like there's not much that separates them as characters. For me at least. Like they're actually
I agree.
Like it feels like a weird balance of like who we know better and who he dives into the backstories of more. And ultimately it feels a little bit like Alex's chapter in Weapons to me.
Yeah, see, and I like Alex's chapter.
Yeah, I don't know. But like it's weird. Typically I lean towards the character stuff. I just think this feels kind of I don't know. It feels like getting stuck in the mud a little bit. I don't know. It doesn't fully work for me. But when it comes to directing, I just think I think PTA deserves the award for how much
Yeah.
he's done in terms of just being a director in Hollywood. Like, this feels like the one time to finally reward his legacy, because all of his films are like obscenely well directed. You feel so much of him in it. He finds so many unique ways to execute stories that have been done time and time again. Like, this is such a weird story of like, you know, father searching for daughter, political nature, like how much it ties into our current culture of with like ICE and stuff. Everything like that is so interesting. Is this the fact that he adapted like such a surreal, weird novel into this like cinematic Hollywood blockbuster epic, and it just really works? Like, to me, this feels like a film that like only works under PTA's hands.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of like want and will for PTA here. The other ones just, I don't know, like Josh Safdie's direction kind of feels like is amazing, and like it does again feel like it's like on a subconscious level working. I just think like his directing wouldn't feel like it stands out as good if it wasn't for like all the other people on that set working on like a game. You know, like one battle after another, I feel like you could feel PTA's hands all through it, you know?
Yeah. I yeah. See, I do think it's going to be one battle. I think it's going to be PTA, but I'm very split between him and Coogler. But I feel like Coogler and PTA is like Damson and Brad Pitt at the end of F1. Like, you're gonna win. I'll win plenty of awards. So,
but that's the thing. Like Coogler is actually like more awarded than PTA.
Like, let's give it to PTA. Yeah.
But like that, no, I'm just saying it's funny for your analysis. Like,
oh, I mean, I guess
like Coogler is more awarded than PTA.
I No, I'm gonna stay with it. I don't want to change it just because PTA hasn't got one. I'm just gonna go on a limb and just say I want Coogler.
Okay.
So, and before I talk too far about it and change my mind, I'm staying with it. So, but I do think it's going to be PTA. All right. So this is the most invested in any category that I will be in the history of watching any award show ever, not just the Oscars. It's actress in a supporting role. So, nominees: Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value, Inga Ibsdottir Lilias for Sentimental Value, Amy Madigan for Weapons, Wunmi Musaka for Sinners, Tiana Taylor for One Battle After Another. So I will. I'll just,
I will say So I haven't seen Sentimental Value, so both of those performances are kind of X'd off here. That really hurts what I want to say for this category, because not having seen like two of the biggest performances of the year, it hurts what my words are going to be saying. So
yeah,
take what I say here with a grain of salt. I think Amy Madigan is amazing in Weapons, and you know, obviously for you, I would want to see her take something home, because this almost feels like the only time in her career where there'd be a chance.
Keep talking. I want to see if I can find my Gladys shirt. Go
yeah,
ahead.
No, and
at home.
And it feels like she's such the underdog here, and it would be like it would be really cool to see her win. That being said, I don't think that her, and I even feel this like on a rewatch. For some reason, I don't feel in the movie very so much wants to make you feel her presence in the film, but every time I've rewatched Weapons, it's more so the idea of the kids missing and the grief that feels like it's really really haunting the presence of the film rather than Gladys. And I think what was almost intended is that when you do rewatch the film, you could feel her presence a lot more, because her performance is at the end of the film, and it's like the strongest part of the end of the film. I don't know. I just don't feel her so much throughout the story of Weapons. Like, she kind of just, I still don't get why she pops up in those dreams, like stuff like that. And I know that's on a story level and whatnot. We're talking about performance, and like if you really judge the end of that movie, her performance is like really good. Even though
That's why I did feel
even though I don't
sorry.
know if she brings that much uniqueness to the whole evil witch character.
That's also why I kind of do feel her is separate from the kids. Is the second she pops up in a dream, then I was also waiting for at the time whoever this is.
Yeah.
Like, okay, she's lurking over this movie, but it was more so how the
Yeah,
kids
that
did
felt
lurk more.
that felt more random to me.
Right. No, it did it. It still kind of does. It's still a question of the movie I don't know the answer to.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I'm not mad about it.
But that is all on a story level though. And if we're really just talking about performance, my issue with her performance, my only issue is I just don't think like I think this was a chance to do something like a bit more unique with the whole like, you know, mind controlling witch like subplot. And I don't think she really does like much else other than like, oh, the witch is dying, she needs life. She's going to kill to get it and she's going to threaten people to get it. And I don't know if she does much more of that. I do think there's a lot of like subtle things in her performance that are cool. I just don't feel the performance as strongly as you for some reason.
Okay.
Teyana does so much with so little. Like so much with so little. Like I almost to the point where it's like she might be my favorite character in the film. Like the first 45 minutes of that movie, she's amazing. In such a short amount of time, they establish her as like very complex while not being very complex. She's like the most complex, transparent character that I've seen in film in a while. Where it's like, oh no, she's a rebel through and through. She's always gonna be one. She, like her first priority is always gonna be fighting and stuff. But there's moments where like you kind of question that, and like you don't know what her relationship with Lockjaw means, and like whether that's just a power thing, and what her real relationship with her daughter and, you know, Ghetto Pat is. All those things really interesting. The reason why I kind of want and think and will think that she's going to win, even though I haven't seen the sentimental value performances and don't know how those stack up to this, is just what you mentioned before of what I mentioned before. It's how she fucking haunts the film. Like her performance is almost like one of the only things you could think about while you're like, and I get you have everything else on screen going on, and you also have Sean Penn with such an amazing performance that it's kind of taking away from hers a little bit in terms of like the power grab.
Yeah.
But it's like I can't stop thinking about her throughout the rest of the film. I'm like, and I want to know more about her, this and that. And I think she leaves at the right time and leaves the right amount of breadcrumbs through her performance and through her little subtleties. That it's like that to me is like that is that performance. It's like, all right, you got me. Like that is my will and I want you.
So,
and also when it comes to the actress who was nominated for Sinners, I don't think she's nearly given enough in that film to even shine as an actress fully, and that felt like an odd nomination out of the ones that you could have given.
She won the BAFTA though, right? Wunmi?
Wait, but who's nominated for this again? I thought it was the store worker who was nominated.
Wait, the store? What?
Wasn't it? It's not the who got nominated for Sinners for Best Actress?
Oh, Wunmi Musaka. She was the one who lost the child.
Oh, so she was nominated.
Yeah, but she won the BAFTA. No, I'm looking that up now, because the thing that is interesting about this race is Tiana.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Right. Say Tiana won the Globe. Amy won the Actor Award. Wunmi won the BAFTA. I mean, this is like one of the tightest ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't think. Like she was given a lot. It doesn't stand out to me as much.
I agree.
Because Sinners is such an eccentric cast of characters. Like Delroy's who really stands out in that film to me. It's just not her, you know. And it doesn't feel like her performance serves the film really well. I think she's even given better performances with me. So it's like it's hard for me to really say. And I feel so much of her in the film, and I feel so much of her spirituality and her grief and everything, and I think she serves that character so well. Like, perfect casting there. It's just, it doesn't stand up to me as to what Teyana does in One Battle.
And I've been banging the drum as hard as I can for Amy Madigan. And we have another where it's like the old guard and the new guard. It's like this whole like Kugler versus PTA, Timmy versus Leo, and
Yeah.
now we got Tiana. There's like an interesting thing going on here with some of these, even Buckley in there. And I want Amy Madigan to win more than I want my mom to see another day on this earth. So I want Amy Madigan. I'm also going to say it will be Amy Madigan. It's such a cool story if she wins this. Like the first time she's getting
No,
and
she's like the underdog.
a
Like that's
nomination in like
that's
30
why I feel like the
years.
actors gave her that award. You know, I just
Right.
don't. I just honestly, I just
But no, I genuinely love her performance.
no, no,
What
no,
she
no.
does,
I
yeah, I
know.
genuinely, and I think it's my most. I think it's a super powerful. She's funny. She's absolutely fucking frightening. The way she moves and the way she changes with her different costumes throughout this film.
Yeah, no, like that is like the best costume design in that film is her wacky little outfits.
But then and the way she becomes a chameleon with the outfits versus then the unbelievable, unbelievably scary fucking but dying, like
Hmm.
witch that she really is. Like then when you see the hair falling out, what she really looks like, and now she has to be vulnerable and weak, but then put on this bubbly Golden Girls thing, and she's
Yeah,
haunting all at once. Like,
I guess my issue with it is I just don't think it brings anything new to like that rule. Like I feel like we've seen
right,
the evil witch who has to act nice, who's trying to like is
okay,
greedy and wants the power. Like I don't think she's really good at that. I just don't think like I've never seen a character haunt the presence of a film like Tiana's performance.
Lycion,
You know,
okay,
I've never seen that before, and that's why I'm
yeah,
like, oh, that's notable. Let's award it. You know.
right. I will be recording my reaction to that specific one to post on the page.
Yeah, it's either gonna be
Be,
really hype or really sad.
yeah, I will have my phone set up, and when they announce actress for supporting, I'll be recording to see what happens. So, actress in a leading role. This is a fucking runaway for me. I'm not gonna. I'm not even gonna get into it. You could talk about it, because the first name to come up is my want and my will. Jesse Buckley for Hamnet. Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs I'd Kick You. Kate Hudson, interesting one, for Song Sung Blue.
Haven't seen that.
Renat, neither have I. Renat Rensby for Sentimental Value, and Emma Stone for Begonia. I think this is the most runaway category in the entire award. I would like to see Rose Byrne win, but I do want Jesse Buckley to win, and I do think Jesse Buckley will win.
Mm. Yeah, no,
That's to me, it's a
I
runaway.
think well, so here's the thing. I actually feel like Jesse Buckley's and Rose Byrne's performances are very similar,
Yeah.
and that
Yes, I agree.
the film is built around it.
Yeah.
Both of the films are singularly built around their performances leading it. They are carrying the film, so their performance carries it. What do I think did it better?
Buckley in the third act.
No, and
I mean,
I
it's the
know,
most
I know.
emotional I've been in a movie theater. I think this whole year, that whole year.
I know this is really hard for me, and I think Buckley will win it too. I do want Rose Byrne to win, just because this feels like to me like this feels like the real like fire start of Buckley's like career. Like I do think she's gonna be given more opportunities here,
True.
and like I just don't know why I'm not feeling Hamnet like everybody else. I don't know what it is. It's just that movie. It didn't do much for me.
Okay. No, I mean,
And I don't know why that is because it feels like such a shoe-in for me, like an emotional like period piece type film. Like it feels like a shoe-in for me to really like. I don't know if it was just my mood when I was watching it. It just kind of washed over me. Like I really don't know because this feels like the only Oscar film I'm not really connecting to.
but I'm looking at though, like, and I don't disagree about that movie, but
No,
I'm
I just
looking at
don't know
it
why I
strictly
wasn't.
for what this category is.
I don't know. I just wasn't really. I don't know.
And don't get me wrong, I'm on board with you. I would love to see Rose Byrne win,
Yeah, because this
and I
does feel like
kind of,
her one chance to win. You know.
but I kind of want her to win too. But the only thing is, I can't not. I have to remember, like, I've talked a lot about what she did as a whole for that film and how she carries it. And I keep talking about Buckley, especially in that last scene. And I would actually take that last scene, even maybe, dare I say, over the whole power that Rose Byrne has over the entire film. Because that last scene was just, my God. I mean, just to hear an entire theater like outwardly crying.
No,
Like
and
that
I
last scene
know.
had such a fucking impact.
I know.
Like I have to like that. I don't know. It's all like her performance and Rose Byrne are two that I've been talking about for months. But I mean, Buckley just inches it by a hair.
I know it just it feels like so much more of If I Had Legs I'd Kick You is built around like Rose's performance, and it feels like she's nailing it every single time.
I think Hamnet though is kind of
No,
the
I know,
same
but
thing.
Hamden at least has some other characters that it follows.
Right.
Too.
No, it
You know.
does. But
Like
I
you
think
really
the
get no
movie.
one else in If I Had Legs I'd Kick You. You really follow no one else. Like if it
I
feels like the
mean, what
film
about
is a
ASAP?
close up of her the entire time.
What about I do feel like Conan and ASAP's presence. They're not like to be.
Yeah, but
You
they're
know.
but like it almost feels like in any frame that they're in, she's also in it, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Like it feels like she's always on camera. I don't know.
I have to say, I say Wanton Will. It's Jessie Buckley.
This is like probably the hardest category for me because I don't want it to feel like I didn't like Buckley's performance because I did, and it really did move me. I don't know.
And I feel that way about Rose Byrne. I don't want it to be lost that I'm not in love with what Rose Byrne is doing.
Yeah, no, I gotta say, want Rose
Yeah.
Byrne and Will Jessie Buckley. I'm sorry, I gotta give her some recognition because I feel like again she's not getting enough. Like that film is built around her.
No, now that you're talking about it, like I'm trying to think of how I've talked about these movies to other people, like clients, and I have stressed Buckley very much for that last scene, but I've also stressed Rose Byrne for the entire movie. Like, shit. See, I've told
No. I will say like Buckley deserves this award. Like I'm not taking away from it. And I don't think Rose is gonna win. Like I obviously think Buckley's gonna win. I just think this is like Rose's like one. Like it does kind of feel like a one-time thing. Like this feels like a very special like thing. I just want to give her some recognition. You know that's all.
I agree. I definitely have told more people to watch If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I don't think I've told anybody to. I think I've told people to watch Hamnet, but I have like stressed you should see If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You.
Nah, I know because I think why Hamnet doesn't. I feel like why Hamnet doesn't work as much for me is it feels like it's so built upon that last scene. You know.
I trust me, dude. As I'm workshopping this, it makes me want to say Rose Byrne.
Like a lot of these awards, like I am thinking about like totality, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't want to shift your perspective too much. Like I'm definitely want Rose.
It's tough.
But like I said, like it's want Rose, but it's like a razor edge of like I would also want Buckley to win, but I do think Buckley's gonna win.
For the sake of discourse, it is by a razor's edge. I'm going to say that I want Jessie Buckley to win.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm saving best picture for last.
Yeah. Let's do the two other actor categories, then hit.
Yeah.
All
right, so let's go supporting role, which I have to remind myself not to be completely biased here. But nominees: Benicio del Toro for One Battle After Another, Jacob E. Lordy for Frankenstein, Delroy Lindo for Sinners, Sean Penn for One Battle After Another, and Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. Which is rough that we both have not seen Sentimental Value.
I know, and that is such a notable performance from
because it seems like that might change how we talk about this category.
Exactly. I think it is one of those. So let's cut that out for now and let's just focus on what we have. All right, Delroy steals Sinners. Not nearly significant enough of a performance though to top what
Sean Penn
is doing in One Battle.
I feel like every competition here is you take the name versus Penn, and then it's like you eliminate as you go.
Yeah, no. So like Delroy steals Sinners. I just think his character's not given enough to like really like he's not given enough to flex all of those muscles. You know.
I agree.
What you're seeing from Sean Penn in One Battle After Another is like the deconstruction of a man from the way he walks to the way that, you know, spoiler alert, like he dies, you know, you're like, it feels like I know who Lockjaw is in and out.
Yeah.
And that is how you really know it was a great performance. Again, Benicio, he's fun. He's a fun little goofy side character along for the ride who even has some of like, when you really pay attention to the movie, he even has some of his own like subtleties. Like it's like you said, like him introducing DiCaprio during like a fucking chase sequence to everybody. You know, it's like little fucking cute. Yeah, it's like cute little shit like that, or that. You know, it's he's such a fun character, and like that is such a awesome performance, like so well casted. He fits into the role exactly what he needs to do. Again, it's just not nearly enough. It's not nearly enough to compare to what Sean Penn's doing. Sean Penn gives the best performance of this year. Like it's unreal. Like he will and want for Sean. Like he deserves this so much.
Sean Penn has also won 2 Academy Awards, and where Benicio already has won one. So does Sean Penn get a third? I mean, how
I think
common, how
I don't
often
even
do you
I don't
see
even I
that?
don't even think we're not I'm not even talking about Oscar logistics here in the Academy.
No, that's just a curious thing of mine. Is like
Yeah.
that's just like
I don't think that ever plays into it like we think. I think this is almost too good where if it doesn't win, people are gonna be like, what the fuck? Like I get like to me, like Delroy's performances, like that's the performances that should be awarded at the Globes and at like the other award shows. Like and Penn should just be given the Oscar because I think he's dude. When you think about like who Lockjaw is, I feel like you just know him. It's like it's almost like you know him. Like you could describe the people the way he walks, you know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like
But I do think this race is Stellan versus Sean. I do think that's what this race is. I think obviously Delroy's name is up there now, and he's in the conversation. It's just not nearly enough.
I don't want to also not just personally, despite how you feel about the movie. Like I do think Jacob Elordi deserves credit for what he's doing.
Totally, easily one of the best parts of Frankenstein. Easily,
I think he has a great performance, and it's also a very physical role.
Mannerisms are on point.
The way he moves his body and whatnot, like the way he goes from basically playing a giant baby, like an infant, after Frankenstein is born, to then throughout the film he becomes a throat-ripping monster. Like you're not just seeing Frankenstein. It's like he's Frankenstein. Like when he's first being trained by Oscar Isaac, like he's acting like a wounded animal, like an animal who's been rescued, and like an infant who's then learning how to trust, how to just learn how to speak and eat and talk.
Yeah,
and
no, for sure, dude.
I mean, what he's doing with his he's not a big guy, but he's a tall, long guy. And then how he becomes a monster in the end, but this like reluctant one. I mean, I don't want to sleep on that. I do think
I know I love to give him some recognition.
Yeah. Now I do want Sean Penn, and I do think it will be Sean Penn though.
Yeah, I do think though, like it is a disclaimer. Like I do think our conversation is very much so not held by seeing sentimental value, but at the same time, like I don't know what could be better than Sean's performance in One Battle.
Yeah.
Like, it's truly just like the best performance I've seen in quite a long time. Like it feels like I know him. It's like that is someone I could describe from the way he walks to the way he talks to the way he moves his eyebrows. You know what I mean? It's such a lived in character. It's like it's such a good performance. I think like if it's not awarded for that, it's like what is this award for?
Are you want and will for Penn?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah,
but that isn't like I think Elordi is the best part of Frankenstein. But again, I do think there's other performances I would have put in his place. You know.
Right. Okay, so our final 2. So we've got a really big one for heavy hitters here. Even though I don't think this is hard for me personally, actually. So actor in a leading role. So we have Timothée Chalamet for Mario Supreme, Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent, and Michael B. Jordan for Sinners. I can actually tighten this one up for me personally. You might have more to say. I want Timothée Chalamet. I do think, as much as I love Leo, I do think Timmy does. I mean, he's almost in every frame of Marty, and watching him take that journey. I know you think he doesn't learn his lessons by the end. I kind of think he does.
Well, no, I don't like that wasn't even the full way like I completely interpreted that story. I think it's up to interpretation. I don't think that film is very important based upon whether he learns his lesson or not. Like that's not really an important part of the film. That's why the film ends, you know.
I'm just saying, like in terms of like how, like his, whatever, how he is throughout the movie and whatnot. And I just love this, like chaotic nature of the character. And just like he's not like an overly intense, like I like wouldn't be intimidated by this kid, but he still has this big presence, even though he's such a little guy. He has this big intense presence to him. Like I just love his relentlessness as Marty, even to a fault. Like I love that I was cheering for him. I was stressed for him. I was angry at him. Like he put me through the ringer of everything. Where Leo, like I was never really like, again, nobody else in this category made me do that. Like I felt everything towards Marty. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? But I hope you get this. You're an asshole, but I love you. Like it was all over the place. It was like, why are you saying this to her? But I kind of hope you win. But fuck you for winning. But not fuck you. Like he took me, and by the end of the movie, I felt like I was exhausted. And I think it's because of Timothy Chalamet, not just the movie as a whole. I think what is Marty Supreme without him? So and I guess you can almost say that about anybody here, but that really had me. Do I think it'll be him? I, something in me says it's going to be Leo. But I feel like it could be Marty too. But I do want Marty. I kind of think it's going to be Leo though.
I think what's notable about Leo's performance and why it's gotten this far in the race is that he's playing a character he's never really played before. Usually he plays proper pristine. The only time he really has, that's not true to say. I mean, he's played dumb and arrogant before. I mean, see Killers of the Flower Moon. This is a different type of dumb.
Even Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah. Playing more so to like a Marty Supreme character.
Yeah.
There though. What I will say here though is, you never really see him play like this type of like dumbness before, but I feel like you also feel like there's these layers of regret in his character, and you could feel that, and and a lot of melancholy, and I think he does play that really well. Does the movie really give him time to flex those muscles and show that so much? I don't think so. I think it focuses on some other things, but it is notable that it's gotten this far, and it is definitely one of my favorite performances of the year. I think Wagner Moura, what a acting masterclass The Secret Agent is from him. I mean, so many different muscles are being flexed. I mean, like, oh my God, like it's easily one of the best performances of the year because of the way that he's able to hit like all the notes and flex all these different types of muscles tonally. Because like as I said, that film jumps around like tonally, and so does his character. But he plays these feelings of being chased after, intenseness, and like staying mysterious like so well, and there's dude, he's so good in that movie. The way he moves his eyes and stuff, especially in that opening scene, like it felt like someone was about to get shot in that opening scene. It was like so intense, and so much
that opening scene,
and so much of that is placed upon his acting chops. Now I feel that Timmy really deserves this award because to me, this is the only other character other than Lockjaw from Sean Penn in One Battle of this, and like one of the only other performances of this year that feels so lived in. Like I feel like I don't see Timmy. I see Marty. I can tell you how he walks. I can tell you the way he looks, the things he does with his like beady eyes, his eyebrows, even the shit he does with his teeth in the film.
Yeah.
Again, I could tell you, it feels like I know this guy. And I don't know. I just think it's such a lived-in performance. It's so compelling to watch. Like he makes his struggles so compelling to watch.
I mean, the movie's named after the character. If he doesn't deliver this, then what is the title?
And then what? Yeah, exactly.
And he literally, there's that element to it.
In the whole movie, I was just like, I could see in his performance that like emotions were building up in him. Like the way he's able to show that there is like this layer of emotion to Marty that's building up, he just never shows it. And then like the release of it that you see at the end, you know, if it's so powerful, it's so powerful. So that's like why I think he's definitely like my want for this award.
The idea too that he was learning ping pong for like years.
Yeah, no.
I want to shout somebody out when they have that much. Not that Leo doesn't. The guy ate fucking raw fish.
Exactly.
But
he was awarded for that.
He was. That was his one. But again, like I'm sorry to cut you off, but like to hear what Timmy also put into it, not taking anything away from anybody else, just that adds for it to me. Sorry, go ahead.
No, totally. I totally agree with you. I just think that at the end of the day, I want to award the two most lived-in performances, where it truly almost kind of surpasses performance art in a way. Those are like the two powerhouses for me, is Sean and Timmy. So I do think Timmy's my want. Now the will here is a little tough because it doesn't feel like Marty Supreme's getting a lot of love. It doesn't feel like Timmy's getting a lot of love at all. It doesn't feel like he's kind of wanted to win.
Yeah.
It does kind of feel like he is the dark horse enemy here. So I really want Timmy to win. And there's part of me that does think he will win too. But part of me is...
I agree.
That part of me is telling me that the Academy will award Leo for this year. And I don't know why. It just feels that way. I feel the
exact same way.
It just really feels that way. Because it feels like they're going to be like, oh, he played a role that's very different from what he usually plays and did it so well. Yeah. We should award him. I don't know.
But he did. I mean, like...
No. He did. I just don't think it's to the level that Timmy put in.
I agree too. But there's also little things Leo does that even like when the guy gets back on the phone after he's being yelled at by a supervisor and then he goes, "Hey, sir," he goes, "Yeah, hi, fuck face." Anyway, so what? And just like the way he's screaming into the phone, the way he physically rolls on the mat.
Yes.
And the way like he ducks down and like his even the way he physically does that performance. Like when he's trying to fix the curtain and the curtains fall. Like I feel all of that antsiness the same way I feel it from Timothy. There's so many similarities in the role, but Timothy does edge it for me. Even though I agree with you, I think Timmy could win this, but I feel like they're going to give it to Leo. I feel the exact same way you feel about
my want is Timmy, my will is Leo.
All right, so here's the big one. So best picture.
Actually, I think this is the easiest award. One of the easier ones.
I think it is too. I guess big one because literally it's also the largest category. I think leading actors probably in terms of like, I think that might be the most interesting to me. Besides actress. So I'm gonna tell you what I think are the most interesting categories this year. For me, supporting actress and actor.
So yeah, I would say actor, supporting actress, editing. Editing's a very interesting one. I really am really interested to see what's gonna take that home, and also casting. Those are the ones I'm very interested in.
Yeah.
Because you gotta think about it, that will be the first ever film to win a casting award. So it's a very huge precedent they're setting. Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear the film nominations.
All right, so Begonia, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Train Dreams. I just want to say one thing before we get into this.
I have not seen Sentimental Value or Train Dreams, so.
Me too. I've seen the rest. So just one interesting note is just in terms of the times we're living in. And I think it's also, thank you to The Dark Knight in 2008, which is why there's so many, this is a larger ballot because people felt that it got snubbed. So then they opened it up short after that discourse. So that's why I think it's cool, even though I do think this is easy to talk about. I think it's cool that at least a movie like F1 can find its way in there, even though it's not going to win. Just the idea that it opens it up for more movies like that. Now, also, too interesting, again, a sign of the times. Train Dreams, Frankenstein, Netflix movies, F1, an Apple movie. Or Apple supported it. I'm sorry, Apple funded it, or no? It is. I think
it was on Apple TV. It still is, obviously. Yeah. It did come out in theaters, though. It did have an IMAX release.
It did.
Yeah. Train Dreams, I believe, had a very small theatrical release, and so did Frankenstein. So
it did the 2 weeks because that gets you in nominations. So the fact that you have Train Dreams, you have two Netflix movies, and really kind of like an Apple movie in here is like a really interesting. And like Warner Brothers is coming in heavy because it's got One Battle After Another, it's got Sinners, Neon, right?
Or you might as well say Paramount now.
Right, that's true. Now, did Neon just distribute The Secret Agent?
Yes, because it bought it at the festival. It bought it at Cannes,
so
I think.
Gotcha. But it's just interesting that these elements are involved in this race. Like a sign of the times that Netflix has two movies in the Best Picture. It's like, that's just interesting to me.
Yeah, no. Can I go on my rant?
In terms of the world we live in, yeah.
In what fucking world? In what fucking world does F1 get itself on this list? Like, in what type of fucking dystopia do we have to live in for that film to make it here? Like, I get that it's kind of cool that it made it this far, but that movie, I think that movie sucks.
That's funny.
It's such an okay film. Like, it would be such an easy movie to be like, yeah, that was a good one. That was fine. It was just Top Gun, but for racing, it's fine. In what world does it make it this far? It is not that good. It is such a clunkily edited film. The story feels like it was rewritten like 4 times. I don't even really get the ending of the film. I just don't really like that movie at all.
I think that's because they have to fill in more. I don't think F1 is.
But in a year where you have films like Eddington or Jay Kelly or plethoras of others, like, in what world did they not beat this out? In what world?
Those movies weren't really loved except for by us.
No, I know, no, but
specifically the 2 that you mentioned.
No, and I get that some of those were like more conflicting, but I just don't get where you got to remember the Academy chooses these films. Like, these are the people who are like at the head of our industry. In what world do they watch F1 and think that's like a Best Picture nominee? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just really in the minority there. I just don't get it. I don't get where that decision was based upon. Like, I don't get by what criteria these films are picked, and I really want to know.
All right, so what do you replace F1 with? And I mean, just specifically you, not by like the also public consensus.
I would put Jay Kelly in there. I would put Eddington in there. I would put what others there? I would put Blue Moon in there. I would put there's plenty of others, dude. Even Richard Linklater's other movie, Nouvelle Vague, that was a fucking great ass movie. Like that, I don't know. There's so many I could pick for this.
Okay, that was an easy question then.
Yeah. Again, I just don't get why. Like, I get why. I just don't get by what criteria. Like if they're basing all of these picks on the same criteria, how did F1 sneak its way in here?
Look, I love F1, so
I just don't think it's that
get nominated.
I just think on a story level, it's so bad.
It
doesn't even fully fulfill like the arc that it set out to do. Like, the whole story between Damon Idris's character and Brad Pitt's character doesn't even feel complete. The love story is halfway done. Like, not a lot of passions put into it. Some of the race sequences feel like I'm watching the same thing 4 times in a row. Like, there's maybe like 3 unique race scenes where like different shit happens. It's just like, oh, Sonny's cheating again. Oh, like it's like, I don't know.
When I went off of how much I loved it, you actually thought I was kidding at first.
Yeah, no, I was like, really? Like, I thought you were like trying to rage bait me. I was like,
nope.
I'm not gonna mention some of the other films here because I think some of them don't really have much of a chance against some of the powerhouses. Like, obviously, I have not seen Sentimental Value and Train Dreams. That does hurt my opinion a bit here. I think this is very much a race between One Battle and Sinners for what's actually gonna win. I really like. Obviously,
you don't think Marty has a shot?
No, it doesn't. And I think like because it's like my number 1 movie of the year. It's obviously what I want to win. I think it's a film that works on such a subconscious level. I mean, you don't even feel it, and it's just you don't even feel it, but then it makes you feel so many emotions. Like, that's the perfect type of movie that I want. That's what I seek for in any type of film. It's really tough, man. And so I will say that I really do want Mario to win. I think that is on a subjective level, like, it's just it's so good, and it moves like a horse. It makes you feel so much. Has some of the best performances of this year. Has great casting. Has great cinematography. All the elements of the filmmaking feel like they're happening on a subconscious level, exactly how I like it. That is like my movie of the year. What will win?
By the way, I'll just do it at the same time as you. I agree. I do want Mario Supreme to win.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But can you say why?
It's things I just previously stated that make it as a whole what is my out of these, like, it's not my favorite movie of the year, but out of these choices, because again, what I just said about Timothée Chalamet, the roller coaster that he took me on, which is also a thank you to what Josh Safdie he's not doing all of that just without the direction of a Josh Safdie and the way that movie comes together with everything that we've spoke about. That's why I'm glad we did this last, between the cinematography, the casting, the way that movie just comes together with its uniqueness, with the pacing of the movie, the fact that that movie probably could have been 20 more minutes and I would not have cared and I would have been
and you wouldn't even have known probably.
No, wouldn't have even known. And it's one of the two, because I've always said this matters to me heavily. One of the best theater experiences that I had of 2025, if not the best theater experience.
Yeah.
But I mean, and it's all the moving pieces. Like there's certain movies I can look at and be like, Hamnet, I think of Jesse Buckley and specifically the last scene, blah blah blah. But with Marty,
or I think of Begonia and its cool little pieces, and there's like obviously a lot of cool movies on here. I just think
Marty
I just don't even think it's like fair to like talk about them against some of these movies, like Marty, Sinners, One Battle, like those are like some of the best movies made in a while. So
for Marty, it's all the moving pieces that come together.
Yeah,
it's not just one little thing I take away from it like I do with some of these movies. It's everything that movie did and how it comes together and how it makes me feel.
And it's just like it's just my type of filmmaking. Like that's why I have to say it. For what I think will win, I don't know, man. And this is really tough. Sinners is getting so much love. I mean, so much love unanimously. It feels like it's the industry darling right now. One Battle kind of feels like it's the underdog a little bit against Sinners here. Even though it's going to win so many other awards, obviously, this is the one where I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't know if it's going to win against Sinners. Now, obviously, do I think it's a better film than Sinners? Yes. Do I like it more than Sinners? Yes. It's just that we're talking about what the industry wants here, and it just feels like like this is the year of Sinners, man. It feels like this is the year of Sinners, but I'm gonna fucking put my flag in the ground here. I think One Battle will win. I don't know why. I'm just gonna plant the ground here. I want One Battle to win over Sinners.
Wait. I thought you said you wanted Marty.
Yeah, but for the will, if it's between Sinners and One Battle, I would want One Battle to win. So I'm going to plant the flag on the ground and say One Battle.
So we both want Marty. And I'm very much with you. It's a kind of a flip a coin.
Yeah, no, literally is how it feels.
It's only
I'm like, is that what they're doing backstage?
My gut is saying that Sinners is going to win. I feel like they're going to finally give it to PTA for him.
Yeah, for like his director award and then like let the movie pass by. I agree.
I don't think it's going to get. I think they're going to give it to Sinners as obviously
as like the film of the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do, and I think it's also too. It might. It's all. I think also too. It could be just what it could mean for Hollywood. Too,
yeah.
From that nature, to have mainly a black film, but it's earned. This is not a case where like I have had somebody say to me. I don't think this movie would have been in this position if it wasn't for it being a black film. And I was like, no, that's not what this is. I was like, this movie has earned every single award.
Yeah.
This
also, like this
thing.
Sinners would not be the movie that it is without its black culture. Like that is the point of the film. So to say that, it's like, but no, there is no movie without that. So like that's a weird thing to say. That's a weird thing to say.
But also too, like I just think though there still is something to give. There is still something for it to be said to have a movie still win that predominantly has an all-black cast. I don't think that's just why they would give it to it, because it does earn it.
No, I mean, it's one of the most well-made films in a long time.
But I can see that, like the same way, like it's not going to win, but like The Secret Agent, what that would highlight hypothetically if that won Best Picture, because it's also like, holy shit, a Brazilian movie technically won. Like there's still good in that. It doesn't mean that's why I think the movie's going to win, if I'm making sense here. But it's certainly not bad for the culture for, like hypothetically, if
I totally agree with you, bro. I kind of want to plant the flag here and for the sake of discourse, just take that One Battle stance. Yeah, and if I win, I'll go fucking crazy.
I'm gonna say though, but we both want Marty though.
Dude, I know. Well, listen, but I think that's out of the realm now. I
want Marty.
No. Yeah, agreed. I just think that's actually out of the realm now for what the race is looking like.
I don't disagree, but How would you feel if we just had a shocker here and they're like secret agent, and we just remembered this was the year?
I would be a little upset because it's like, are we really not going to award what would be like the 3 biggest movies of the year?
Right.
Just from a cultural standpoint, like it is obviously those 3. Like that's a type of movie where it's like, give that the best international award and like give it love, you know?
Right. But no, I'm with you. I do want Marty. I would freak out if Marty won. But do you think it's going to be one battle? I think actually it's going to be Sinners.
I think that's an interesting standpoint for what our podcast would look like when we do a review of it. You know? Yeah. We're going to have some interesting things to discuss.
So, yeah, I do have the scorecards. So we will be discussing after the fact where our predictions, our wants, and our wills, and our thoughts all lined up for these things.
I think this is our longest episode we've ever done.
It's 9. Well, my time it's 9:33. For you, it's 8:33. I think we started around 7.
We're over the 2-hour mark. This is our longest episode.
There were times where I thought to myself, I was looking at my watch. I was like, I should speed this up, and then I'm like, I don't know.
No, it's good. This is a long one.
Why and how? Yeah, why and how? There's so much to say about all this. It's funny that there's so much to say about a race that also kind of seems so narrow.
I know, but like there's so many intricacies in it all.
Yeah.
But like again, like anything I said that was negative about any of these films today, like it's like picking out like specks of something that doesn't really work and something that's like so amazing. Like all of these films that were nominated are like the best of this year. Like we're comparing apples to oranges here. It's really tough.
Yeah.
These are the hard conversations to have.
And who's our host this year? Is it Conan again?
It's Conan, yeah.
Great. So
I think it'll be I think it'll be a pretty good show. I mean, I don't care for award shows anymore, but this is the one that I watch, so.
And this is also, is this the first time is this on YouTube?
No. This one's going to be on Hulu. I think that's going to set in stone in the next couple of years.
Okay, so YouTube's up next.
Because that type of transition is contractual, so it takes some time.
Okay, so we've got it says we'll air live on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Yeah, there you go.
Starting at 7 p.m. I am pumped.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna make sure that I see Train Dreams and Sentiment of Values this week.
Me too. So you can stream it live on Hulu.
Yeah, that's what I did last year. I fucking missed the opening though because it crashed.
But you don't have to have Hulu Live TV. You can just
Hulu, right? I have no idea how any of that shit works.
So yeah, it says you could live on Hulu, including Hulu Plus Live TV. So I don't think you just need Hulu Plus. I think you're good as long as you just have straight up Hulu.
Yeah.
So coverage begins about 30 minutes before the show. So I'm looking for also the ABC app you can watch it on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, VP and your VPNs. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm most excited for this one than I've ever been. It's also interesting too because we're doing this now having now a podcast for almost we're closing in on a year.
Mm-hmm.
So now to actually be able to discuss in a different way, like these awards.
No, totally. It's going to be very interesting. I've never really done this before, so.
And also one more thing, most likely the most packed in memoriam that there's ever going to be in terms of some of the A-listers that have passed away.
Yeah.
Between Robert Redford, Rob Reiner.
Catherine O'Hara.
Catherine O'Hara. There's another huge female. We do mention, did Johnny Greenwood die this year? Did you say he just died?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
But yeah, huge. And apparently Barbra Streisand is performing, if that's correct, for I believe there's a talk about her doing a song. Is it Barbra Streisand? I hope I'm not screwing that up.
Oh wait, I'm wrong. Johnny Greenwood didn't pass away. You know who I was thinking of? The guy who did the score for Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh, I'm not sure who did that.
That was let me look that up. That was Robbie Robertson, and that's who I was thinking of. He passed away after that score got released, and then that got nominated for an Oscar, I believe. So that was where I messed that up. No, Johnny, I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All
right.
No, yeah, you're totally right, though. It is going to be a huge in memoriam.
Big time. So, all right. Well, everybody, check.
Well, yeah, we'll do a podcast when we hit.
Yeah. we will definitely be discussing this in full to go back to all these categories, see where we landed, see our thoughts on the show, maybe some crazy moments, whatever
goes down this year.
Maybe Timmy will. See, I call him Marty. I think that's like a credit to like.
Dude, that is a credit. That is a credit.
You know, I refer to him a lot as Marty. Maybe he'll get on stage and smack the shit out of somebody. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Conan does. So I've been a Conan fan since I'm a kid. I've seen him twice. Like, I'm obsessed with Conan.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, so all right, everybody, do not forget to like, subscribe, share, word of mouth, all that shit. Follow us on all platforms of social media and YouTube.
Hell yeah.
And for me, my name is Bill Markey.
My name is Tommy Angelo. Thank you for watching and listening.